why us Tarryton smokers would rather fight than switch.
Generally, when there's an open spot on the show, I get to do a solo, sing a solo. I've done a number this year, a number of them, and the reason I get to do them is partly because my brother and I, well, it's our show. Well, we do have a very fine vocal group on the show, and they're called the Jimmy Joyce Singers. They're really a great group, and we thought it might be interesting to hear them sing a song on their own, and it's a song called Hey Mr. Sunshine. Now, the unusual thing about it is that the song was written by two young men in the group, Milton Chapman and Rick Lip. Now, that's not a typographical or slip of the tongue, folks. Its name's Rick Lip. So here they are, the Jimmy Joyce Singers singing Hey Mr. Sunshine.
Hey, Mr. Sunshine, I wouldn't mind if you took all your light and you left the night. Take away the day, everything is okay. But she's got her guy, and in his eyes are all the sunny skies that I need. So take away your sunny skies, she's got you in her eyes. Sunshine, I wouldn't mind if you took all your light and you left the night. Take away the day, everything is okay. She turns me on in so many groovy ways. I would be just as happy without any day. Hey, Mr. Sunshine, take away your light. Hey, Mr. Sunshine, take away your light. Hey, Mr. Sunshine, hurry, bring us a night. Hey, Mr. Sunshine, you can go and say go. Mr. Sunshine, the way that she turns me on. Mr. Sunshine, please don't turn on the dawn. Hey, Mr. Sunshine, I wouldn't mind if you took all your light and you left the night. Take away the day, everything is okay. Mr. Sunshine, he's got you in his eyes. Sunshine, she's got you in her eyes. Sunshine, she's got you in her
In line with our policy of taking a stand on the pressing issues of the day, we now present another in our continuing series of editorials. Subject, Congressional Ethics. Here again, speaking for our program, is Mr. Patrick Paulson, Vice President.
Good evening. Everywhere you go lately, you hear this senator or that congressman accused of padding expense accounts, milking campaign funds, or engaging in some form of financial hanky-panky. Now, we deplore this loose, unpatriotic talk. It can only lead to investigations and convictions. Before long, no one would be left to run our government. Of course, there are abuses, but usually there are reasons. These lawmakers don't like to take graft and big bribes. But how else can they get the money to buy votes? They can all make great records like Everett Dirksen. And all that fuss about the senator who rented a yacht at government expense and threw a series of wild orgies. Picky, picky, picky. What do they expect him to do? Spend 6 years staring at those crummy cherry trees? A lot of these criticisms don't even make sense. I read an article that said, actually 2 pages, that said how to prove how corrupt our congressmen are. And another 2 pages complaining that they never show up for roll calls. If they're so crooked, who wants them around? This is not to say that we condone Lewis' conduct. We feel that when a man is elected, he immediately forecloses the abdication of all rights, morals acting with their favor upon himself, or Or in the immortal words of Adam Clayton Powell, a public office is a public trust. Some of us forget that these are human beings trying to do a job. Take my own congressman, please. After 20 years in office, he was accused of chiseling millions on various contracts. Everyone turned against him. Imagine a decent man like that suddenly ostracized after 20 years. I felt so sorry for him, I looked him up. And it wasn't easy because he is now living in Argentina under an assumed name. In conclusion, let's all remember that we have a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And there are very few people in our government that you can't buy. Thank you.
If you wish a copy of the preceding editorial, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to editorial, Box 1763, Beverly Hills, California, zip code 90213.
I wonder if you'd mind if I ask you something on the side.
Okay. What side?
This other side probably is better.
That's my best side anyway.
Yeah. In view of the editorial you gave on congressional ethics, I thought it might be a good time to ask you about a few rumors that have been circulating. Now, this is completely off the record, and you can answer completely honestly. Now, several people have told me that you're considering running for public office. Now, is this true?
No, absolutely not.
Well, there's been a lot of talk, and you were involved in public affairs, so I thought perhaps it was true.
No, well, a great many of my friends and my associates and my fellow Americans have been urging me to run for office. But what office I'm not at liberty to say at this time. Therefore, I wish to state that with regard to the presidency of the United States, I will not run if nominated, and if I'm elected, I will not serve.
Then you are definitely not running for public office, right?
Definitely not. I'm not a presidential candidate. I never have been.
Well, that's straight from the horse's mouth, so that's sure going to disappoint a lot of people around the country. I know that.
Well, what people would you be referring to?
Well, quite frankly, the show's been starting to get a lot of letters from clubs that are springing up around the country that are advocating Pat Paulson for president.
Let me say this about that. I have no connection with my clubs throughout the country. They're nothing more than small groups of unsolicited, over-enthusiastic supporters of a great man.
Then you actually have nothing to do with these clubs at all.
I not only do I have nothing to do with them, I've really tried to dissuade these people from backing me. I've spent large sums of money, these clubs. I've traveled around the clubs in the various parts of the country. I've met these people face to face, and I told them that I'm not interested in being president.
Well, I guess that settles that then. So,
I certainly hope so, and I appreciate this opportunity so early in my campaign to make my position clear. And thank you, Tom, and
thank you.
Thank you, my fellow Americans.
Well, there you have it. Official denial of Pat Paulson for president. Speaking for myself, I'm rather sorry that he isn't running or climbing for president. I think he'd make a good president. He's an excellent comedian. Well, that showed this.